Good afternoon. Good afternoon, friends. आवाज आ रही है? अभी ठीक है? अभी ठीक है? Okay. So let us start. So let us start with Spinoza. So what all do you remember about Spinoza? So he talked about a thing which he called as God or substance or nature or universe. So he said that everything is made up of only one thing, and that one thing is substance. And what is the definition of substance? That is independent for its existence as well as knowledge. So this substance doesn't depend on anything else for its existence. This means when we say independent, this also means that it is causa sui. Causa sui means self-caused, that nobody else has caused it, but it is the cause of itself. Something which is the cause of itself means that it will be self-determined. Who will determine it? If I am the cause of myself, then I will be determining my own nature. So it is self-determined. Now this substance is also independent for its knowledge. Existence means metaphysical entity. So metaphysically independent because it's not depending on anything else for its existence. It is also not depending on anything else for its knowledge. This means epistemologically also independent. यहाँ तक बात समझ में आई? And this substance, is it, or this God, is it a personalistic God like Krishna or any other God? No. It is an impersonalistic principle which works on impersonalistic natural laws. It doesn't differentiate between people, things, or anything. It has its set laws and it is working according to its own nature. This means that we as human beings or existing beings, we play no important role in the existence of substance, and substance is not affected by anything which we do. So if we do good, no effect. If we do bad, no effect. If we pray, no effect. We will be subjected to only natural laws. Only natural laws which have been defined by substance itself. Understood? This is why this theory of Spinoza moves towards the direction of determinism. It takes the direction of determinism. Everything is determined. All the events in the world are happening from cause and effect. There is fixed causes which will lead to fixed effects and which will again lead to fixed causes and fixed effects. So everything is running in the chain of cause and effect, And we are just bound to follow that cause and effect because everything is predetermined. We cannot do anything much. But only way we can navigate this life or this world is by understanding the laws of nature. If we understand how this God or substance or universe or nature works, then we can navigate this world better. This means that even if two people are subjected to the same situation, one person who is dealing things with emotions and passions will be, of course, sad, angry, all those emotions, and always be troubled. And a person who can see reason or who can use reason will be in a better situation because that person will not be sad. Rather, this person will be able to understand that this is how it works. Simple. This is how it works. And if you understand, then you can also use these laws to your own benefit. You can understand, you will not be hurtful. So if supposedly, so it's like the rule is that if you become officer, immediately you will be made to sit in the front row. A seat will be reserved to you. But if you don't get to become an officer, then seat will not be reserved. Simple. If we become sad about it, is there anything which is going to change? No. It is only when we understand how things work that we will either work towards becoming, or else we will know that this is how everything works. So we should not be sad about it. Can you understand? We are not saying that everyone will achieve success or everyone will be not achieving it. But yes, whosoever is achieving it, whatever is happening to that person or any other person, everything is according to reason. Everything is according to reason. This world, according to Spinoza, works on the principle of rationality. Simple? Okay. Now, when Spinoza talks about this substance, he says this substance is eternal, infinite, perfect, etc. A lot of things. I will make you write, don't worry. But apart from that, we have seen that there are number of or infinite attributes of this substance. Infinite attributes means उसे किसी क्वालिटी की जरूरत नहीं है. Everything that you can think of is in substance. So this means if we start thinking about colors, black, white, blue, green, purple, crimson, जो भी होता है, crimson red, fuchsia red, जो भी होता है, हाँ, then even pastel colors, and even colors we may not be able to see. Are we able to see all the colors? No. We are very limited in our vision, very limited. So there might be a number of colors we might not be able to see, but still substance must have them. Similarly, we are able to feel some emotions, maybe angry, happy, sad, inspired, motivated, frustrated, depressed. A lot of emotions we all can feel. All those emotions are found where? In substance. There is lightness and darkness. Very contradictory. Yet both these contradictory qualities must be found in the substance. Because the moment you just say that substance is about happiness, then where does sadness live? Where is sadness? Everything is made up of substance only. Therefore, sadness must also be part of substance only. So this is the unique nature of substance, that even contradictory things can exist harmoniously. It can have contradictory attributes. Can you describe such a substance? If there is such an entity, can you describe it? We cannot describe it because Only way we can describe anything is by its qualities, some specific qualities. So if I am looking at this table, I don't know if online people can see the table, or rather this board. So when I see this board, I can say anything about it by describing its qualities. It is rectangular in shape. The screen is white. There is some specific qualities. That is why I am able to describe. But if all the colors are there, if I say, if in substance all colors are there, if I say it is blue, then it means it is not red, it is not white. But such statement is not true for substance. Every color is found in it. How can I say which color? Every emotion is found in it. Every quality is found in it. So this immaterial thing found where? In substance. You, me, cow, insects, cockroach, cheetah, anything. So everything is part of substance, and such substance cannot be described because there are infinite attributes. But we are very limited people. We cannot comprehend or understand. अंकित देखो, ये तुम लोग यहाँ पे बैठ के फोन क्या देखते रहते हो? यहाँ पे ये मैसेजेस देखना है कि वो करना है? देखो, ये फोन बहुत बड़ी बीमारी है. ये फोन कोई बच्चों के भी क्लास के बाहर रखवाओ, तुम्हारे भी सबके क्लास के बाहर रखवाओ. हाँ, रोहित साहनी, सुयश प्रताप. हेलो मैम, आई एम नॉट एबल टू पिन योर स्क्रीन. वो क्या होता है? एक बार चेक करो. ऑडिबल, एम आई ऑडिबल ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स? लेकिन अगर कोई बच्चे को नहीं आ रहा तो एक बार हमें उसको चेक करना पड़ेगा ना, उसको क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. रेज द वॉल्यूम अ लिटिल बिट. हाँ, थोड़ा सा वॉल्यूम तेज करो. हेलो, पीछे वालों को आ रही है? ठीक है, ओके. So can you understand what is the nature of substance? How it is indescribable? Because sometimes the direct question comes. The substance of Spinoza is indescribable. Comment. Khatam question. Indescribable. अब सिर्फ indescribable को आपको explain करना. And why is it indescribable? Because all the contradictory attributes are found in this substance. And something which has all the attributes, all the qualities, you cannot name one, because the moment you name one, you deny all other qualities. That is why Spinoza says any determinism is negation. If you determine any quality on substance, it will be negation of all other qualities. The moment you say substance is good, you mean that substance is not bad, cruel, angry, or any other thing. But everything is found in this world. There are people who are cruel. There are people who are angry. There are people who are insensitive. There are people who are very good. There are people who will be selfless. The whole spectrum. And now every quality and everything is found in, all the attributes are found in substance. But out of all these infinite substances, there are two major attributes which are not exactly mind and body. It is extension and cognition. This he calls as extension, and this he calls a thought or cognition. Extension and cognition. Now, look around, think, can you imagine, or not imagine rather, can you observe or know anything which is neither extended or not in thought, which is either not a cognition or not extension. Can you know anything else? पक्का सोच लो आराम से. Think about it. Is there anything you know which is either not a cognition or not an extension? ऐसा कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. Because we limited people can know only 2 attributes. There are infinite attributes, but we can know only 2 attributes. Yeah. Extension means length, breadth, width, anything which has dimension. Extension means anything which has a dimension. That is what. The moment you think about it, it comes under thought. The moment you see or have anything, you can perceive it through any sense organ, then it becomes. There are things we can't think about. This is what Spinoza is saying now. He's not denying the other attributes. He's rather saying there are infinite attributes. But we finite beings can know only 2. हाँ चेक करते रहो. नहीं तो कॉल करो विकास को. What is the problem? नहीं आवाज तेज नहीं करनी, लेकिन वो बच्चे को हो सकता है उसके सिस्टम में कोई प्रॉब्लम हो, फोन में कोई प्रॉब्लम हो, बट उसको फोन करके पता करो ना. टेक्नोलॉजी, माय गुडनेस, बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स है टेक्नोलॉजी, है ना. तो पढ़ेगा कौन? प्लान बी. मुझे लग रहा है इसका प्लान बी मेरा एलएमएस संभालना ही है. So we switched on. So all of you got the login IDs? Everybody, you could log in? कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आई? नया वाला बेहतर लग रहा है? थोड़ा बेहतर लग रहा है? वीडियोस टेस्ट भी अभी उसके अंदर हम लोग अपडेट करवा रहे हैं. So after that you will be able to write tests and upload it there itself. Maybe in the apps, because app will be more convenient. Because right now you people are writing, but we are not able to keep track. So it's very important to keep a track that how is your writing skills improving. छोटा वाला है कोई बात नहीं, तो सिस्टम में करवा देंगे. सिस्टम वाला भी होगा मुझे लगता है. वैसे मुझे कुछ पता नहीं है. मुझे बस ये आईटी वाले लोग ये कुछ बताते हैं कि हम बहुत टेक्निकल जार्गन के साथ ये कर रहे हैं, बट वेरी डिफिकल्ट. ओके फाइन. So this is the nature of substance. There are only 2 things that we can know. First is extension and second is cognition. These are the 2 attributes or 2 qualities which we can know. And now he says that these attributes occur in infinite manner. So in the world or in the substance, there is an infinite extension and infinite cognition. Infinite extension and infinite cognition. Where does extension end? Endless. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. Rocket पे rocket भेजे जा रहे हैं हम लोग, है ना? The more faster rocket we build, more you get to know that the space or the universe is much more. Similarly, is there any limit to our thought? How much brain do we use in our general life? Huh? Tell me. How much percentage of brain are you people maybe using? Very intelligent, very this, very that. 2%. रिमोट कंट्रोल, ये कैसे हो सकता है? नहीं तो करना क्या है मयंक त्रिपाठी? हाँ, करके देखिए क्या करते क्या है ये, वो पढ़ाएंगे नहीं? तुम लोगों को यहाँ पे एंटरटेनमेंट चाहिए, ये वो देख रहे अप्रूव कर दो। ये कैसे ऐसे ऐसे मांग सकते हैं तुम हमारे? हाँ, अच्छा, मेरी वाली स्क्रीन से क्या मतलब है? यही तो है मेरी स्क्रीन। अच्छा, उनको मैं नहीं दिख रही हूँ? अच्छा, हाँ हाँ वही, हाँ तो यहाँ पे लिखा तो है, मैम इट इज वेरी uncomfortable to see you in such a small screen size as we are unable to make the screen large. अच्छा, मयंक त्रिपाठी सिंह, सॉरी मैम, बाय मिस्टेक आई वाज ट्राइंग टू पिन योर स्क्रीन। हाँ, ये लोग ऐसे ही शक कर रहे थे, देखो ये ऑफलाइन बच्चे बैठ के ना, शक की दिमाग है यहाँ पे सबका, आधे लोगों का फालतू में, मतलब वो बेचारा कर रहा है, पिन करने की कोशिश कर रहा है। Whatever. So the brain space, the mind space we people use is only 2%. And in this 2%, we are able to do what? Tell me. Run our lives. Your heart is beating. You know how? Any instructions from you? But it is beating. Proteins being made, enzymes being released, hormones being released, everything in a very synchronized manner. You don't even realize when you grow up, there is a growth hormone which is picking up, growing in the body. Then this growth hormones is stimulating certain areas. New kinds of hormones, enzymes are released. You don't even realize, but you grow. All of these processes are happening independently, isn't it? You are learning, and learning means सारा जितना रटा है आज तक और जितना समझा है, anything which you have read, learned, analyzed, and all your expressions, all your everything, just 2% brain. And many people don't even use that. That is the higher end. Some people say that only person to have used a substantial amount of brain was Einstein. And there are certain reports and researches where they say that certain yogis were able to activate certain areas of brains which were not easily activated by normal people like us. Yogis, yes, through meditations and all. So this means only 2%. What is the expanse? ये तो साइंस बोल रहा है, ये तो साइंस की बात है ना? साइंस को तो वैसे हम किसी उसमें ज्यादा रखते नहीं है. But in a sense, according to Spinoza, thought or cognition is infinite. There is no limit to the cognition. So this means that these two attributes or these two qualities exist in this world infinitely. And from this infinitely, there are certain combinations where extension is less, cognition is more. Where cognition is less, extension is more. What things will be where extension is more and cognition is less? Material world, this table. Nearly no consciousness or no cognition, but extension, mountain, anything which is non-living, which appears to be non-living. Anything which is material or matter is extension is more, cognition is less. We people, nearly equal amounts of extension and equal amounts of cognition. All of, and there might be certain existences which we are not able to know, where more cognition, no extension, or less extension. If we want to put it, maybe artificial intelligence. But at that time, in Spinoza's time, there was no such thing. He has not told about such things. But he said that everything that we see, everything that is there in this world, everything has these two components, cognition and extension. The degree is different. Something will have very low cognition and high or large extension. Everything has cognition and extension. So in material thing, because there is very less cognition, so any material change doesn't actually have cognitive or have very less cognitive change. But in us, where we have equal cognition and equal extension, any change in our cognition leads to equal and opposite change or commensurate change in extension. मतलब क्या हो गया इस बात का? बड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स सा हो गया? कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं है, बड़ा आसान। हमारी जो ये सब्सटेंस है, all this extension or cognition are part of the same substance. Same substance. This means if anything changes in one, the change must also happen in the other. Imagine it like a sun. All these rays are parallel to each other. You know, all the rays of sun are parallel to each other. Pakka? All the rays of sun are parallel to each other. If you say there is certain thing or certain element that has been found in this ray, there must be this element must also be found in this ray, because they are part of the same sun. Similarly, this extension and cognition are part of the same substance. If something happens in extension, there will be change in thought also. And if something changes in thought also, things will change in the extension also. Example, गिर गए. Something changes in the extension, you burn your hand or anything, change in extension, equivalent change in thought. Oh, pain. And if you are very much depressed, your girlfriend or boyfriend has left you, then also it feels like physical pain. 2 दिन तक ऐसे बस घर पे पड़े हुए हैं, कुछ नहीं कर रहे. It is also having some effect on your body, isn't it? People who remain very negative all the time, more diseases, health gets affected. People who have good physical activity, more brighter brains, more happier brains. Can you understand? Are you able to understand what is happening here according to Spinoza? Now this substance which has infinite attributes, we can know only 2 attributes. Those attributes are extension and cognition. Now these 2 attributes are infinitely available in this universe. Infinitely. It's like we may not be able to see it, but it's running everywhere. It's like 2 parallel lines running in all of us. And out of this extensive infinite lines, there are finite people. This is Mr. X. This is this table. So कितने objects हो सकते हैं? कितने लोग हो सकते हैं? How many people there can be? Infinite. So there can be many finite small categories. And now in this man, there is both cognition and extension. If you change the extension, thought will also get changed. If you change the thought, extension will also get changed. Example, the moment you start thinking that, we did that thought experiment where you felt that, you are tired and suddenly your body started feeling lethargic. And the moment, and must have happened to you, the moment you were feeling bad, I'm not able to study, nothing is happening, nothing is this, nothing is that. You feel like, let us just sleep in the bed. I will not move. And suddenly then you see some video or movie full of inspiration. Then ऐसे चद्दर हटाई, हाँ, फिर सीधा jump and directly onto study table. 3-4 hours you can study. This means you could have studied earlier also. What was stopping you? You changed here, body changed. Activity in body changed. And if something happens to the body, brain will also get affected. Simple. What are these lifestyle diseases? Lifestyle diseases are body not moving, sitting in one place and all these things. So body becomes rigid, and similar effect is seen on the thinking or thought. People becoming more depressed or all of these things. That is why when you go to these lifestyle therapists and all these rich people who take a lot of money for giving advice, then they tell you, kuch nahi, jao yoga karo, exercise karo. And the moment you do yoga exercise, happy hormones release, your thoughts become better. Can you understand the relation between the two? And this theory where these two are running parallel, these two attributes which run parallel, is known as parallelism. So there was this interactionism. Here it is parallelism of Spinoza. So how mind and body are interacting in Spinoza? Are they interacting? They are running parallel to each other. And because they are part of the same substance, that is why they are affecting each other. This is one way of understanding. To make it more clear, Spinoza has used a very interesting method, geometric method. Geometric method. According to Spinoza, if substance is akin to space, to understand substance, we can compare it with space. So space means all of the space. And if I draw this, what am I doing? I'm just modifying a small space. This triangle is where? In space. This rectangle is where? In space. It is just a small modification of space. Different modification. But everything that I can draw here is just the modification of space. Just as everything you see around yourself, may it be table, may it be us, or may it be anything else or any other being, we all are modifications of substance. Just as triangle, square, circle, parallelogram, or etc. all are just different figures, just different shapes or modifications of the same space. Similarly, whatever you see in this world is just the modification of the same substance. And if I erase this, what happens? What remains? Space. it remains space only. There is nothing added, nothing gone, because it was just the modification of space itself. One more analogy he used, ocean and wave analogy. So ocean means samudra. So in this samudra, there is a wave. What are these? Waves? There can be n number of waves. Now waves means what? Just the modification of water. So the wave rises, it appears, it is something rising, but then it demolishes back to water. Where was wave then? Can you differentiate between the wave and the water? We cannot, because wave is just the modification of water. Wave कहाँ पर है? Water में ही है. समझ में आया? हम लोग क्या हैं? According to Spinoza, we are just like these waves. We take birth, we grow, and then end. From where did we start? Substance. Where did we end? Substance. For a small period, we rise, and then small period, then, and everything in this world is like small ripple. So there can be, these are waves, there can be small ripple. There are also bubbles. There are also frizzes. There can be n number of ways in which the water can be modified. Similarly, substance can be modified into n number of ways. So this means I am what? A modification of substance. And substance has infinite attributes. But within me also, I can know only 2 attributes. Our cognition can know only 2 attributes. First is extension. Second is thought. And there is this infinite thought and extension. But I become limited by becoming a small bundle of, or I limit myself as a small bundle of small extension and small cognition. So the moment I come into this body, what is this body? A small extension. And in this extension, there is small cognition. But does the cognition end with me? Infinitely it is there. So you all are what? Small extension, cognition, extension, cognition, extension, cognition. And each one of us is having a parallel system, because these 2 attributes are running parallelly in us. So if we change our body, thoughts will change. If we change our thoughts, body will change. Effect will be on both sides. But are they interacting like as it was in Descartes' philosophy? No, they're not interacting. They are running parallel. They are running parallel to each other, because they are part of the same substance. Therefore, the change in one will have the commensurate change in the other. Without even interacting, they are affecting each other. They are not interacting, but yet they are affecting each other. समझ में आया? And now attach it with his determinism. Now we are just finite modes of this substance. Finite modes matlab finite modification. Ultimately, everything is substance. And we are just the small finite modification of this substance with infinite attributes, but can know only 2. And these 2 are bringing change with each other. And now in cognition, if we are run by emotions, the life will be painful. But if we try to run it by reason or rationalism, we will have a better, smooth life. Just that. But at the end, everything has to go back to substance. Nothing is permanent or immortal. Whether it is stable, just as, can there be a permanent wave? ऐसे wave उठी और permanently ऊपर ही ऐसे. It doesn't happen ना? Similarly, is there anything permanent? So things will come. Things will come. Beings will come and go. And in this rising and falling, there is this chain of events, cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. And only way you can deal the best about or in this life is by using rationalism or reason. So according to Spinoza, ethics or being ethical means being rational. समझ में आया? कहानी समझ में आ गई पूरी? Any doubts? Like we are saying independent and finite, then it's negating the finite and fantasy also. No, substance in itself is to space. Space is infinite. But the moment I make a triangle, the moment I make a triangle, I have made a small modification or made this space little limited. अब इसको हम नाप सकते हैं ना, ये कितने सेंटीमीटर है, ये इतना सेंटीमीटर है. तो in reality there is ultimate infinite cognition, infinite extension. But मेरी body को नाप सकते हैं ना? This height, that height. Ankit, see, this is again not audible. So this height, that height, we can measure it. Of course, criticize. We will criticize. अभी तो हम समझ रहे हैं उसने क्या कहा, है ना? Right now we are just understanding what he said. We have not even started criticizing him. Anything else? No. All philosophers will be criticized. Why is it not audible? Huh? But why is it not audible for online students? Hello? Right? Maybe in your folder there is ये मतलब 70% बच्चों को ऑडिबल है, कुछ को प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. People who have some problem in the audio, just write your names. We will give you I'll let the team call you so that we can see what is the problem. I think you people have unmuted, right? मतलब कई बार ऐसा होता है कि पूरी मशीन खोल देते हो लेकिन संत में समझ में आता है कि स्विच नहीं लगाया था, है ना? डोंट डू लाइक दिस. तो एक बार चेक कर लो कि वो अनम्यूट कर लिया. हाँ, लिख के दो प्लीज. चेक योर, प्लीज अनम्यूट योर ऑडियो. सी द वॉल्यूम, लैपटॉप का वॉल्यूम. अरे you write, please check your audio and unmute yourself. Ma'am, before starting class, please send the Zoom link. अब तो पोर्टल बन गया है ना, तो Zoom link क्यों भेजना है? अरे लिखो. मैसेजिंग में तो बड़ा तुम्हारे कट 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 हाथ चलते हैं. लिखोगे unmute yourself. few students facing issues because problem is from their side. Most of the students not facing any issue. Please check your process which you are following. भाई साहब, बच्चे ना एक दूसरे से ही भिड़ लेते हैं. नहीं आ रही? दिखाओ. देखो. लेकर आओ. तुम भी लेकर आओ. हाँ. हेलो. आ रही है ना इसमें? तो कैसे पता चलेगा इसमें आ रही है नहीं आ रही है? कहाँ गया? अरे क्या है ये? क्या बबाल? हेलो. क्यों नहीं आ रही? तुम लोग है ना पुराने पुराने फोन कर रखे हैं. हाँ. हाँ, इसमें तो आ रही है. ये इसमें आ रही है, देखो. अरे कुछ कोई गरीब फोन लाओ यार. हाँ. आ रही है आपको? भाई ऑफलाइन वाले बच्चों को ऑनलाइन पे आ रही है. अरे मतलब जो ऐसे जिसके सिस्टम नहीं, मेरा भी एप्पल नहीं है, लेकिन जिसका मतलब जिसके सिस्टम हल्के. अरे कुछ और देखो ना, कोई ऐसा फोन देखो जो जो बाकी सब में आ रही. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ सिस्टम स्पेसिफिकेशंस होती होंगी, है ना? हाँ. हाँ, रीजॉइन करके देखो बच्चों. अरे भैया, वी आर नॉट एबल टू सी यू इन लार्ज स्क्रीन. लार्ज स्क्रीन दिख जाएगी, पहले आवाज तो सुन लो. मुझे देख के क्या करना है? स्क्रीन जरूर दिखनी चाहिए. Ma'am, voice in class is clear to us. Few students getting the issue because their system is creating issue. अच्छा, आप लोग फोन अपडेट करते हो नहीं करते हो? हाँ, जरूर किया करो अपना फोन अपडेट. कई बार डेटा बचाने के लिए ना अपडेट नहीं करते हैं. सो द फोन स्टॉप सपोर्टिंग द एडवांस्ड सिस्टम. हाँ. हमारा जैसे हो सकता है कि ये जो LMS है ये लेटेस्ट वर्जन का हो, आपने अपना फोन अपडेट ना किया हो, तो उसकी वजह से भी. कैसे? अरे रीजॉइन कर. पर सुनाई नहीं दे रहा होगा क्या रीजॉइन? अंकित, रीजॉइन प्लीज. अरे प्लीज रीजॉइन. हाँ, हो गया तुम्हारा. गोविंद, तुम्हें समझ में आ गया? यू आर रिप्लेसेबल. वर्किंग बोथ ऑन फोन है. अरे ठीक है, मतलब दिस इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ LMS. मेरा तो दिल ही बैठ गया था. मैंने कहा पूरा वीकेंड लगा दिया इस एक LMS पे और उसके बाद भी इसमें आवाज नहीं आ रही. तो बच्चों के फोन की प्रॉब्लम है. ओके फाइन, ठीक है. तो बात समझ में आ गई कि स्पाइनोजा क्या बताना चाह रहा है हमें. व्हाट इज द काइंड ऑफ फिलोसफी ही इज ट्राइंग टू गिव? एनी प्रॉब्लम विद दैट? Any problem in understanding what the Spinoza is saying? What is his worldview? So let us repeat in a nutshell. According to Spinoza, Spinoza was also a mathematician like Descartes. He also wanted to reach an axiom from where he could deduce everything like Descartes. Same maths के लोग ऐसे ही होते हैं सारे, ठीक है. They want to reach an axiom and then want to deduce everything from there. So he said that rather than Descartes' Cartesian method, he started with geometric method. He says that just like space, it's infinite, and all the shapes that you see are just the finite modifications of that space. Similarly, everything that you see here is just a modification of substance in similar fashion. And just as from a triangle, from the moment I say triangle, you already understand that it has 3 sides and 3 angles. Do I have to specify it? It is included in the definition of triangle. The moment I say triangle, it means that it will have 3 sides and 3 angles. Similarly, the moment I say substance, it means that it is independent, both epistemologically and metaphysically. And substance has the criteria, or this substance, which everything is made up of, the only reality, only existence is this substance. And this substance has characteristics like perfect, eternal, infinite, all the good things we will write now. All of these characteristics are there. Plus it has all the attributes. Because it has all the attributes, this makes it indescribable. And from all the attributes, we can know only 2. Those 2 are extension and cognition. And now this extension and cognition is running infinitely, parallelly in this universe. And what we are just the modifications of these 2. So this is why you see differences in our extension and cognition. There are people who may have big bodies. There may have people with big bodies, small brains. मतलब समझ रहे हो? Yeah, big bodies, big brains. So it can be any combination. Now but whatever the combination is, it just means that it has both the things, both extension and cognition. Both of these things are found. And because these 2 things are running parallel, therefore, change in one leads to the change in another. Why? They are not impacting each other. They are not interacting with each other. But because they are part of the same substance, change in one leads to change in another. Even without interaction, they are able to influence each other. And with this, the life goes on. And in this life, which is bound by the determinism of cause and effect, where things run like cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. So starting from your birth till now, only thing that is sure is cause and effect, cause and effect. Wherever you have reached is just the cause or effect of all the causes, that chain. That is why you are here. And in this, there are 2 ways to lead life in this cause and effect. Firstly, driven by emotions and passions without any thinking. So you just become angry at things, you just become depressed at things, you just fall in love without understanding what it is or anything. So till the time you are just driven by emotions and passions, cause and effect will go on. But you will feel sad. You will be unhappy. But if you use rationality in this process, then cause and effect will still go on. But you will be better able to remain happy, peaceful. You will not be perturbed so easily. An ultimate aim of any philosophy or any branch is to have good life. And according to Spinoza, good life means using rationality or reason. Freedom means, so there are 2 things, determinism and freedom. So freedom means doing what is rationally right, what your reason tells you. So you can take action under the influence of emotions or passion, or you can take action under the influence of reason. समझ में आ गया? चलो लिखते हैं. Determinism and freedom. So determinism means everything is linked by cause and effect. Everything is determined. Freedom means that in this cause and effect, whenever you use reason or rationality, you exercise your freedom. Just like that man. So this man who was passing by the liquor shop, this man who was passing by the liquor shop. कौन सा? आजा वो योगा हो गया, योगा आसन. So this man, he can pass through liquor shop or he can enter the liquor shop. The moment he enters, he is driven by determinism, emotions, passions. Whatever is bound to happen will happen. But if this person uses reason or rationality, will not enter better life. So what is Spinoza doing? Spinoza is giving us a way to lead our life with reason and rationality. Very useful philosopher in your personal life. Very useful philosopher. Because many times we people don't actually think before taking any decisions, and rather there is this immense glorification of emotions and passions. Immense glorification means, जैसे so some people who are preparing for UPSC, sometimes they will come and they say, हम तो UPSC ही करेंगे. बहुत अच्छी बात है. मैंने कुछ प्लान भी सोचे, कोई प्लान भी नहीं. या तो IAS बनेंगे, नहीं तो मर जाएंगे. And some people actually enjoy this. You know why? Because they take it as a focus. देखो, this is not focus. This is just driven by emotion. No exam and nothing in life can be actually what do you say? It cannot be guaranteed is another thing, but it should not be done out of mindless passions. Anything. What is the mindless passions? So many students are like सुबह उठते ही उसके सामने, दीवार के सामने, आइए तकिए के नीचे, किताबों के अंदर, and everywhere. And when you ask them, how many actual hours did you study? They become clueless. Do you really think putting these things will be like, does it help? Even if you have not written it once, but if you have seriously studied, naturally Government of India will give you. Low. Now use it. Can you understand the difference between passions and reason? So reason says that you start deserving. And the moment you deserve, you will get it. Deserving means writing good answers. So if you have to focus, anytime you feel motivated, just sit down and write. Watched video. Today I will be this. Sit down and write. Learn. Whatever has been taught in the class, philosophy is one, yes, your GS classes or anything. So use your reason to guide you in your preparation. Reason means see what is required to clear prelims. See what is required to clear the kind of answers required. If you use your reason, you will be more calm as well as more in the line of your goal. Clear? Few. No, passion doesn't mean, you are understanding passion means ऐसे समझो, पैशन का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप किसी चीज के लिए डेडिकेशन या फोकस नहीं रख सकते हो. You can be very reasonable and yet very dedicated and focused. But problem of emotions and passions is that they are very futile or fluctuating. Emotional scientists, have you seen emotional scientists? Emotional scientists? Scientists are very... So, now there is this confusion between the word passionate. When Spinoza is using it, he is using it in the direction of emotions. Emotions, passion. So there are, this is a concept of Christianity or the Western world. Now we use the term passionate in everything else. I am so passionate about the world. I am so passionate about subject. Not that passion. Passion was associated with greed, lust, all those things. So it's not, now the definition of passion has increased too much, but at that time, passion was considered to be this greed and lust majorly. Anything else? How? No. How will it be different? And some other person also and doctor asked me that if I give him 50% he'll operate. So case study. Case study. So what's that mean for me? So that means for me will be to give him the money for operation. Yeah, I will always be. Suppose it's my father, I won't give 15 years over. So I let him die. I'm not saying anything, but are you going to say that bribing is rational? No, never ever. So whatever you do, never, you don't have to think in these lines. This is what a layman will think. But you people are going to become officers. Your thinking pattern has to be very much oriented towards our constitution, our system, and solution. And ये तो कोई भी बता देगा ना. किसी को भी पकड़ लो तुम सड़क पे चलते हुए, भैया ये बताओ कि अगर ऐसा ऐसा हो गया क्या करेंगे? दे दो, पिताजी की जान ज्यादा प्यारी है, दे दो पैसे. ऑफ कोर्स, ठीक है, वो अलग चीज है. लेकिन जब आप एक ऑफिसर बन रहे हो, आपको कुछ चीजें अपने you just cannot be like that person on the road. You have to have a different understanding of issues. So tell me, you can afford 15 crores, but can everybody? Should that doctor continue in the service? Don't give me ऐसी hypothetically wrong situations. No. So there are people, I'll tell you, this means the system is wrong. And system has to be corrected by using correct methods and reasons. This is an ethics question, and this is a question of means and ends debate. So whenever you write such ethics answers, you have to be very certain. Like, you know what happens when you write ethics paper, most of the students, emotions, and they even say the right answer. Supposedly, there is a question, will you bribe another person to save country? Yes, you did, sir, yes. So this is the wrong answer. Yes, it is absolutely wrong. This again is the means and end debate. So this means when Gandhiji said that we want freedom on our terms of ahimsa, he was wrong. Of course, we could have gotten the freedom earlier also if we used violence. Wasn't it the easier way? It was easier. And there are certain nations who followed it. Isn't it? There are a lot of nations who are built on the revolutionary activities, not on freedom struggle. There's a difference between revolutionary activities and freedom struggle of India. Do you know that? So what is the difference? The difference is we struggled and we instituted the constitutional norms, values in our system and the people. And those democratic values that are continuing here right now. This peaceful transfer of power from one prime minister to another, from one party to another. What is this? Democracy. There are a lot of countries nearly who gained freedom at the same time with us, but they were not having democratic values because in that time they were not having leaders who could institute such value. Their leaders were Maro, Kato, Azadi chahiye. We want freedom at any cost. And they supported killing. So once a person kills, once you form militia, once you form a mafia, then you cannot stop them. What is the problem of terrorism? Big problem of terrorism is that it has become a monster which always needs a victim. If you give them the right enemy, they will fight. Supposedly you don't give them an enemy, they will fight with you. What happened with USA? Something nearly similar in Russia. The kind of monster you create affects you always. So this is very important. Whenever you have these issues, you have to be very, very clear in your answer, and you have to bring this debate out, that it is the debate of means and ends. मारो तो नहीं बोला, करो मारो, मरो ना. This means you will have to struggle, and even if you have to sacrifice in the line, you can do that. But he never supported a जला दो, आग जला दो, बस जला दो, टायर जला. No. समझ में आया difference? So as an administrator, you can never support anything which is not unconstitutional and not right. And as an officer, you will not just think about only yourself. Open the chat box. Students, is it audible? Okay, no problem. Project IT firm. बहुत गड़बड़ झाला है. Yes. Everything works according to permanent laws that are there. Clear? Fine. Chalo, let's write. You have got the notes, printed notes? Okay. Online also? Were they uploaded? Online uploaded? Spinoza? Okay. नहीं. So it's like rationality अलग अलग से मतलब ये कि तुम कह रहे हो कि मेरे लिए रीजन अलग काम करेगा, किसी और के लिए अलग काम करेगा. रीजन क्या है? आत्मा की आवाज है. क्या रीजन नजरिए पे डिपेंडेंट है? इमोशंस नजरिए पे डिपेंडेंट हो सकते हैं. इमोशंस कैन बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन person to person and nazariya, but reason is not. Reason means, so understand it like this. How many of you like vanilla ice cream? Strawberry, chalk, उसका permanent हाथ पे है. So different flavors. So this is emotional thing, or what do you say? This is the preferential thing, that I like this and like that, I like that. But when I say ice creams are cold, this is a reasonable statement, because ice creams are cold. It doesn't change whether you like it vanilla, chocolate, pineapple, coconut, what else? समझ में आया? No, rationality is not. देखो अब intuition again is like so these concepts merge with each other. Through reason you develop your intuition, and through intuition you develop your intuitive knowledge. The knowledge of substance cannot be known through senses. Therefore, only way to know it is reason. But reason is also limited. You cannot. Reason is again limited, because ultimately reason is what? Cognition ka part. This, which means one of the attributes of the substance. So when you want to know the whole substance, you have to move out of that reason also at the end, and you have to have that intuition. Intuition means intuitive knowledge of substance. Now you people understand intuition means that मैंने तो पहले ही कहा था, देख ऐसा हो गया गिरेगा. You people understand intuition means this? No. In actuality, this was not the case. Intuition means something which was not available to senses. Something which is some extraordinary knowledge, which is directly known without any mediation. So sensory knowledge is based on a mediation like eyes, light, all of these things. But intuition requires no mediation. It is something like if you want to understand, intuitive knowledge is something like that knowledge which rishis used to have. Have you seen the meditation karte hain, meditation karte and suddenly they have all the knowledge of Brahmand? Have you seen those mythological movies that this suddenly, they are doing meditation and suddenly they have all the knowledge of world. They can see past and present and future also. They can know what is happening far beyond. What is this knowledge? This is a kind of an intuitive knowledge. So if you really want to understand it like this. This is not the right example, not given by Spinoza also. The Mahabharat scene where Arjuna asks about world, etc. And Krishna Bhagwan just opens his mouth to show him the Brahmand. Have you seen that scene? नहीं देखा तो आज जाके देख लेना, बहुत जगह यूज आएगा. इंडियन में तो बहुत ही जगह यूज आएगा, है ना? So see that scene. So there when the Krishna Bhagwan opens his mouth and Arjun sees the complete Brahmand. Brahmand means complete universe inside his mouth. So this knowledge which gives you much knowledge, which is much more than you could have ever imagined, is a kind of intuitive knowledge. So normally to know substance is not possible. Even through reason, we can only understand substance. We cannot know it properly. It is only through intuitive knowledge that we can slowly try to know substance. How many of you have seen Matrix movie? So your homework is to watch Matrix movie. Okay. Homework. Is it available on YouTube? It's not available on YouTube. अदर वेबसाइट्स पे मिल जाती है. कौन सी वेबसाइट्स हैं ये? कौन सी? ये बाद में ना मैं जब चली जाऊं क्लास से तो बता देना बच्चों को कि कहाँ मिल जाती है. ओके, सो मैट्रिक्स, इन मैट्रिक्स मूवी आई विल टेल यू बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंस. Everything is made up of a code, and that if you try to link it with Spinoza, everything is made up of substance. So when everything is substance only, so will you be able to kill anybody else? Will you kill anybody else? No. Why not? You are made up of substance, other person is made up of substance. So it's just, everything is just an extension of your own self. You will not hurt the other person. Will you lie to the other person? No. Just the extension of your own self. You both are modifications of the same space. Will you blame any other person, or will you criticize the other? No. Why? Same space. In Indian theory, if you want to understand, नर में नारायण है. हर कन कन में भगवान है. कन कन में भगवान है means every small portion of the world is made up of God, and God is everywhere. This is how Hindu religion teaches us. कन कन में भगवान है. भगवान की मर्जी के बिना तो पत्ता भी नहीं. समझ में आ रहा है? थोड़ा थोड़ा डिटर्मिनिज्म है कि नहीं है वहां पे भी. And if we link it to Spinoza, everything is made up of substance, and substance runs by its own laws, and without the compliance of these laws, can we do anything? Can anybody or anything work? Everything works according to the determinism of substance. हमारे हिंदू रिलीजन से उसका लिंकेज समझ में आया? थोड़ा थोड़ा. ठीक है, लिख ले अब. चलो लिखो. हाँ जी. यार मतलब तुम लोग लिखने मत देना. मतलब मैं जैसे ही, जब मैं पूछते कोई डाउट है तब हाथ खड़ा नहीं करती. फिर मैं जैसे कहती हूँ लिख लो. ये साजिश है. हाँ. How to know what is rational? Whatever is not emotional is rational, and what is the logical flow? So logically means that person who was going to the wine shop, उसको पता है ना उसको क्या करना चाहिए जिंदा रहने के लिए. So understand it. We all know what is rational for us. And tell me what is rational for you. Whatever is your goal. Supposedly, you want to become civil servant. So rationally, it means studies and in a particular manner. That's rationality. Everything. Supposedly, you meet a person. Supposedly, you are from a particular A caste and B religion. You meet a boy or girl from X caste and Y religion. And you know, your parents are very orthodox. Recently only your cousin sister was trying to marry somebody else from same caste only. But they said, I don't like people doing love marriages. And he stopped talking to those relatives. Your mother and father had stopped talking to those relatives. and they have been continuously criticizing that what wrong these people have done. Now, you like this girl or boy, whatever. So what is rationality? Tell me. There are only two rational choices. Either you stop talking because you know you cannot hurt your parents. Either if you really feel this person is right for you, then be ready for. But you have to be ready. At the end, you cannot say, "Arey, ab kya karu?" So whatever you are ready with, whatever you can, झेलोफाई. भाई झेलोफाई means whatever you can sustain. हाँ. क्या? एग्जाम्पल है भाई, ये स्पाइनोजा ने नहीं दिया एग्जाम्पल, मैं तुम लोगों को समझाने के लिए दे रही हूँ. क्या क्या करना क्या चाह रहे हो बताओ. Harshita, please turn off your camera. Who is Harshita? Is the same substance equals to the substance of Aristotle? Substance is a neutral term. Everybody can have their own definition of substance. Substance for Aristotle was formed matter. Substance for Spinoza is universe or nature, which he also calls as God. Why he calls his world or this universe as God? To save from abstraction. Save from abstraction means the moment till the time I just say God, God. And remember, in those times, everybody is influenced by God. So now he understands that, this God is not personalistic. And this God is not of traditional religion. What it is? तुम लोग क्या उधर देख रहे हो? आधे बच्चों का ध्यान है ही नहीं मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ. तुम्हें क्या करना है इसका? इन्हें सिखा दो. हो गया. मैं तुम्हारी नजरें देख रही थी, सब ऐसे इधर ही देख रहे थे. So, in simple terms, that substance is a neutral term and every philosopher can have his or her own definition. Okay? Regarding your doubt, that reason according to Spinoza is very, very objective and it is not subjective, according to Spinoza. But reason is the most logical path, in essence, most logical path. So it is like whenever you are doing something, you always have two options. One, which you want to do, and second, which you should do to get to your aim or whatever you want to achieve, whatever. And whatever should be done is reason, and whatever you want to do is emotions. There are people who can train their emotions to lie on the same path. There are people who can want what they want to do and they should do. So when you put it, you become successful. So it is like, but for the people who have two distinct ways, you want to enjoy the life, yet you want to become officer also, or maybe something, whatever, not just officer, anything. Yeah? So if there is difference, more the difference between your want and should be doing or ought be doing. So more you are run by emotions, not by reason. Reason again is like what is logical for you to be understanding. There is nothing wrong in this example. There is nothing wrong if you want to do this or this. What you should do depends on again. ये इंडिविजुअल सिचुएशन में आ गया ना बंदा, लेकिन उसके लिए उस वक्त क्या लॉजिकल है वही उसका रीजन है. रीजन डिपेंड्स ऑन दी देखो इंडिविजुअल एग्जाम्पल से इसके अंदर मत घुसो. रीजन करने की कैपेबिलिटी हमें कैसे आएगी? फर्स्ट इज एक्सपोजर एंड नॉलेज. इस पर ये सब स्पाइनोजा ने नहीं बोला, उसने रीजन ही बोला है. ठीक है, ये सब मेरा ज्ञान है अब इसके बाद, है ना, ये सब नहीं बोला स्पाइनोजा ने. बट रीजन अकॉर्डिंग टू मी इज टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ थिंग्स वर्क, है ना. आपको मतलब अगर हम यही वाला एग्जांपल ले लें, जब आप रिलेशनशिप में जा रहे थे तो आपको पता नहीं था कि ये होगा, पता था ना. तो जो भी सोचना था कब सोचना था? If you have to make a decision, you have to make a decision at what time? Not at the end, but in the starting. Simple. And if you can make the logical choice in the starting, then you are reasonable. Else, you are under the influence of emotions. And then, have you seen people? So, this is one of the very bad thing which happens here in Rajendra Nagar. And I have seen a lot of people. So when you come here, you meet a lot of new people. Many new people you meet. And definitely, many of you are not under the supervision of your parents. And then you get the freedom you have never had in your hometowns or homes and anywhere else. And now it feels like, दुनिया तो यही है ना? This is life. And when people start to explore, I have no, I'm not pro or against anything, but it's about the reason thing. So it's like when a person starts getting engaged into a kind of a relationship or anything, then what happens? There is some or the other small distraction from studies. I'm not saying that there are not any people who can maintain both. There are people. And again, that requires very high amount of discipline, very high amount of reasonability. There are people who can maintain both, but most of the people, what do? Their preparation gets derailed. Now they are preparing 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And they are in a relationship, sometimes more than 1, 2, 3. So what happens? So they are neither getting selected. And after some time, the girl or the boy also leave because देखो अगर तुम लड़के हो, तुम ऑफिसर नहीं हो, कौन करेगा तुमसे शादी? लड़की के माँ बाप मानेंगे नहीं मानेंगे ना, पता है ना ये बात. नहीं पता? हाँ, सच में बता रही हूँ. ऐसे नहीं है कि हमने यूपीएससी की तैयारी करी थी. हाँ, तो कितनी भी कैसा भी कुछ भी हो, whatever it is, your father-in-law will give, नहीं, to be, or what do you say, हो सकने वाले father-in-law आपकी शादी तभी कराएंगे जब, ठीक है. And for girls also, if you don't clear the exam, then Again, problem. Parents will say, go for arranged marriage, either or. And if you like the other person and the boy is officer, then again problem. He will also want to have, and girl will also want to have. समझ रहे हो? The whole scenario is, in essence, first get selected and then do whatever you want to. है? अच्छा. इसीलिए ये किसका डिसीजन होना चाहिए? पहले तो खुद का, और दूसरा भगवान पे छोड़ दो. ये भगवान पे छोड़ने वाला ही ना मामला गलत है. Okay, fine, I am okay. But you have to understand that this is what Spinoza has said. There are certain criticisms also, that also we will do, but first write. And write. First heading, substance. First heading, substance. Spinoza has defined substance in his book Ethics. Spinoza has defined substance in his book Ethics. Inverted commas में लिखना है ethics को. As that which is in itself, as that which is in itself and conceived through itself. Which is in itself and conceived through itself. Full stop. The concept of substance does not require, the concept of substance does not require any other thing. The concept of substance does not require any other thing for its existence or knowledge. For its existence or knowledge. Therefore, substance is independent. Substance is independent. फिर एक सर्कल बना लो और उसके ऐसे चारों तरफ लिखते जाओ. Substance of Spinoza is. सर्कल बना लिया. क्वालिटीज लिखेंगे हम. फर्स्ट, इटर्नल. सेकंड, इनफाइनाइट. थर्ड, परफेक्ट. नेक्स्ट, सेल्फ सफिशिएंट. सेल्फ कॉज्ड. ऑब्लिक. सेल्फ कॉज्ड के ऑब्लिक में क्या लिखेंगे? कॉज ऑफ इटसेल्फ. ऑब्लिक कॉजा सुई. Cause of itself and causa sui. Next, cause of everything in the world. Cause of everything in the world. Next, independent or self-dependent. Independent or self-dependent. Next, unlimited. Unlimited हो गया था क्या? नहीं, unlimited. Next, absolute. Absolute. Absolute के ब्रैकेट में लिख लो metaphysical reality. Absolute metaphysical reality. Next, conceived through itself. Conceived through itself. In bracket you write epistemologically independent. Perfect. Next, indeterminate. Indeterminate because it is self-determined. Indeterminate because it is self-determined. Next, every determination is a negation. Every determination is a negation. Indescribable. Indescribable as it has all the contradictory attributes, as it has all the contradictory attributes. Next, it is an impersonalistic principle. It is the impersonalistic principle which has no personality. Which has no personality. Which has no personality. So this is, you can add more to it. और भी हम लोग लिख सकते हैं, है ना? अभी printed notes you will read, you can find 10 more. But it is just what the words that you will use in your introduction, body, conclusion. So these are the description of substance which you will use in your frequently in your answers. According to the question, you will use these key terms. Okay. Next, according to Spinoza, yes. One infinite. One means, is there any other substance? No. This means it is only one. But is there any limit to this substance? It is unlimited. Unlimited. According to Spinoza, God or substance is the ultimate reality. According to Spinoza, God or substance is the ultimate reality. Earlier, full stop, earlier philosopher like Descartes, earlier philosopher like Descartes also talked about substance, but he created the differentiation of relative and ultimate substance. But he created the differentiation of relative and ultimate substance. What was the ultimate substance in Descartes philosophy? Relative substance were mind. Okay. But Spinoza, full stop, but Spinoza criticized Descartes for making mind and body as relative substances. As their acceptance of substance goes against the definition of substance. Further, body and mind are dependent on God. Further, body and mind were dependent on God. Therefore, cannot be substances. Therefore, cannot be accepted as substances. Next paragraph. According to Spinoza, there can be only one substance. According to Spinoza, there can be only one substance. Because number one, substance or God has all possible attributes. Substance or God has all possible attributes. एक ही क्यों है substance? क्योंकि उसी में ही सारे attributes हैं. All attributes are possible in God. Second, if there was a second substance, it will limit the earlier substance. It will limit the earlier substance. Further, the second substance must also have some attributes. Further, second substance must also have certain attributes. Full stop. Full stop. If there is any common attribute, then one substance will be dependent on another. If there is common attribute, then one substance will be dependent on another. If no attributes match, then one substance limits the other substance. If no attributes match, then one substance limits the other substance. Therefore, there can be only one substance. Third, whatever is in God, whatever is, comma, is in God. Whatever is, comma, is in God. 2 बार है लगातार is. समझ में आ रहा है ना? Whatever is, comma, is in God. कुछ भी है तो कहाँ है? God. Whatever is in God. And nothing can be conceived outside of God. And nothing can be conceived outside of God. Nothing can be conceived outside of God. वो डायग्राम्स बना लिए थे? बना लिए थे ना? बनाकर आने एग्जाम में. बना लिया था और ये भी बना लिया था. बना लिया था. ओके. और यहाँ पे लिख सकते हो कि ये एक्सटेंशन है, ये थॉट है. ये क्या है? फाइनाइट मोड्स. ये लाइन क्या है? इनफाइनाइट मोड्स. ये क्या है? एट्रीब्यूट्स विच वी कैन नॉट नो. ये दोनों क्या है? एट्रीब्यूट्स विच वी कैन नो. मेक सच डायग्राम्स. और ये टोटल क्या है? सब्सटेंस और गॉड. फाइन. Next heading, geometric method. Next heading, geometric method. अच्छा, जो ये फिलॉसफी होती है ना, एवरीथिंग इज गॉड एंड गॉड इज एवरीथिंग, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? पैंथिज्म. पैंथिज्म मतलब, पैन मतलब all. Theism मतलब all is God. Everything is God and God is in everything. So this philosophy is known as pantheism. Okay. हाँ जी. So that is why he has not accepted body and mind as two substance. This is what we are saying, no? So what is it? So Descartes has created a distinction between ultimate substance as God and relative substance as body and mind. So now Spinoza is saying that there cannot be firstly relative substances, because substance means completely independent. And if you make body and mind as substances, then they cannot be dependent on God. So he rejects it. He says that there can be only and only one substance, and everything should be dependent on that substance, and everything should be that substance only. इसके लिए उन्होंने क्या क्या arguments दिए हैं? First argument, that all the qualities are in substance, even contradictory. All the qualities are in substance, even contradictory qualities like whiteness and blackness. Okay. Second, out of these qualities, two qualities are, or two attributes are cognition and extension. These two are not substances. He has accepted cognition and extension as only attributes. Attributes can be there. Okay? Clear? Okay. And this theory, where everything is made up of only one substance, is known as pantheism. Okay? Yes. Space time में नहीं घुसना. Until and unless I tell you the space time theory of a philosopher, don't read it. Don't think about it. Because space and time is one thing. Whoever enters can never come back. Simple. Greatest and greatest of scientists, whoever started studying space and time, could not resolve it. Any philosopher, space and time, whatever theory they give, cannot be resolved. Astroscientists who have done their, lifelong work in black holes, wormholes, and whatnot. But if you ask them, do you really believe that time and space are a matrix? They will give you 10 arguments, but they will not take surety. Because in different models, space and time works differently. Very differently. Achha, how many of you know about space-time matrix? How many of you know about wormholes? Wormholes. Interstellar. You have watched Interstellar. So people watch Interstellar, but they don't understand it, most of them. So if you have understood, I'm really happy. So this is core science. I'll not burden you with that. But in simple terms, space and time are two entities which every philosopher has worked or struggled to explain, just as science is struggling to explain space and time. They are not able to point it out, what and how it works. So earlier there was this notion that space and time are fixed. But after some time, Einstein's relativity theory came. According to that, time and space shrink according to some dimensions. They work like dimensions. There is this relativity of time. Similarly, but now even this relativity of time is under question. There are certain theories which are also deeper than this. So don't enter into space and time phenomena till the time I tell you about that in certain philosophers. One person we will talk about will be Leibniz. Second will be Kant. Only these two have this proper articulated space and time theories. We will do that, but no other philosopher you will touch it. क्योंकि जहां आपने space and time को touch किया, वहां पे ऐसा confuse हो जाएंगे, बाहर निकलना मुश्किल. ठीक है? Okay, right. Next heading. Geometric method. Geometric method. According to Spinoza, substance is equal to God is equal to nature. Substance is equal to God is equal to nature. That is, substance itself gets modified. Substance itself gets modified into things and beings. Into things and beings. Next point or paragraph. Spinoza has also created a sense of respect. Spinoza has also created a sense of respect for everything and everyone. Sense of respect for everything and everyone, as the substance is one. Everything and everyone as the substance is one. And people should respect nature as it is the common essence of all things. As it is the common essence of all things. Next paragraph. Spinoza had this vision of unity. Spinoza had this vision of unity of all things. This vision of unity. मतलब उसको ऐसा ज्ञान हुआ कि सब कुछ एक ही है, एक ही चीज से बना हुआ है. This vision of unity of all things. That is, only reality is substance. Only reality is substance. And everything else depends on substance. And everything else depends on substance. Full stop. He calls this substance as God. He calls this substance as God to save himself from the abstraction. To save himself from the abstraction. Full stop. Full stop. To reach this substance, Spinoza used mathematical method. Spinoza used mathematical method, just like his predecessor Descartes. Just like his predecessor Descartes. Full stop. Spinoza also wanted to reach an axiom. Spinoza also wanted to reach an axiom which is self-evident, and independent, from which everything else can be deduced. From which everything else can be deduced. Necessarily. Everything else can be deduced necessarily. Full stop. For this, Spinoza used the geometric method. For this, Spinoza used the geometric method. Next paragraph. यहाँ तक बात समझ में आ रही है? How we are creating the flow? Okay, next paragraph. According to Spinoza, substance can be understood as something similar to space. Substance can be understood as something similar to space. Where space is infinite, and can be modified into any shape like triangle. can be modified into any shape like triangle, comma, rectangle, etc. Comma, rectangle, etc. While, full stop, while there can be number of modifications, but the ultimate essence is of substance. Ultimate essence is of substance. We can change, we can take up any shape, but the space remains the same. Similarly, we are just the modifications of the same substance. Next paragraph, all other modifications are just temporary manifestations of the same thing. All other modifications are just temporary manifestations of. How many of you are able to catch up with the speed? And how many of you are not? What will you do? Having copying, of course, and also increase your speed. Okay. All other modifications are just temporary manifestations. All other modifications are just temporary manifestations of the same thing. Full stop. Spinoza was also impressed by the certainty. Spinoza was also impressed by the certainty and necessity. Certainty and necessity found in geometry. Found in geometry. Full stop. He explained just as from the idea of triangle, the idea of three sides and three angles, with 180-degree sum necessarily follows. Ideas of three sides and three angles with 180-degree sum necessarily follows. Similarly, world of plurality necessarily follows from the God. वर्ल्ड ऑफ प्लूरलिटी मतलब ये सब हम सब प्लूरलिटी है ना, अलग अलग टाइप की शेप्स, अलग अलग टाइप के लोग. सो वर्ल्ड ऑफ प्लूरलिटी नेसेसरीली फॉलोज फ्रॉम गॉड. फुल स्टॉप. नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ एक और लिख लो. कई बार डायरेक्टली आ जाता है, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन. आई एम नॉट एबल टू, ऑनलाइन पीपल को तो देखा नहीं है. So you have joined new class, and what should I do for backlogs? Finish it. No other choice. Sit, take 2 days, finish all the videos, make all the notes, and then continue with the classes. I have stopped any more admissions in philosophy, and like next batch, if anybody has to take it. So online people who are not able to catch up with the speed means that you will have to improve your speed. If I give you the fake gratification or fake happiness of speaking slowly, who will get harmed? You people will get harmed, because you people never practice for writing fast. Problem is this: you will never get time, you will never practice writing fast. Only way is through this dictation. So I am just trying that you understand that speed is a very important part of your mains preparation. If you know all the answers but you are not able to write, it's better not to know it, है ना? Because then you have the guilt कि मुझे तो सब आता था पर मैं लिख नहीं पाया. मुझे तो सब आता था, अगर मैं लिख देता तो मैं टॉपर, है ना? Don't give this excuses. आता है तो लिखो, ठीक है, सिंपल. So this means you will have to improve your speed. Whoever is not able to catch up, this means that, so my criteria is till the time even 40% of the students can write it. This means 40% students are writing faster than you. This means you will have to catch up. And how much is the percentage of selection? It's less. This means you have to be better than the rest. Simple है तो rhyme हो गया, है ना? So write fast. Don't feel के मतलब लिख नहीं पा रहे. अभी दर्द होगा, सबको होता है, and it feels like mental torture. है ना? It feels like mental torture. It will also feel like mental or physical torture. है ना? So people come to me when I first gave in my first batch. People came to me, मैम हाथ इतना दुख रहा है, हमने बैंडेज लगानी पड़ी. मैंने कहा तो क्या हुआ, है ना? तो बैंडेज तो लगेगी अगर हाथ को तुमने इतना आराम दे रखा है कि चलता ही नहीं है तुम्हारा हाथ. हाँ, but in exam you will have to write, है ना, 3 hours and 5,000 words. That this is what you have to write nearly, है ना? So this means don't feel कि भाई बड़ा मुश्किल है. Writing fast. नहीं, write fast. Don't feel. And एक दो बार इधर उधर से छापना पड़ेगा, एक दो बार इधर उधर से वीडियो स्लो करके देखनी पड़ेगी. तो जब तक लेकिन वो दर्द होगा नहीं, तब तक स्पीड आएगी भी नहीं. 30 words per minute approximately. So we have to really fast. Okay, continue. He also gave another analogy. Where he compared syllogism, according to Spinoza, just as in syllogism, conclusion, according to Spinoza, just as in a syllogism, conclusion follows from the first two premises. Premises क्या होते हैं? Statements. So all cats are animals. Premise 2, all animals are living. So what is the conclusion? All cats are living. Can you understand? So conclusion was deduced from the premises. It was logical. It was just logical to do this. It came out of deductions. So if you know this is right, then you can know the conclusion. So similarly, if you can know the substance, you can know the world of plurality in itself. It logically follows according to Spinoza. Next. To explain determinism. अच्छा, मैंने क्या लिखवाया है? फर्स्ट चाहो तो एग्जाम्पल लिख लो. लिख लिया? एग्जाम्पल लिख लिया ये वाला? Similarly, the world or nature follows from the substance. Follows from the substance. World or nature follows from the substance. चाहो तो एग्जाम्पल लिख लो. लिख लिया? चलें आगे. हाँ हाँ. So CSAT का पार्ट है आपकी. लॉजिकल रीजनिंग के सिलेबस का पार्ट है ये साइलॉजिज्म. ये तुम लोग ऐसे ही देख रहे हो मुझे जैसे तुम्हें पता ही नहीं था. पता था भाई, CSAT भी पढ़ना है. Next, continue. Okay. Spinoza has also explained his determinism. Spinoza has also explained his determinism through his geometric method. Through his geometric method. When Spinoza, full stop, when Spinoza makes a comparison between substance and geometry, he is led to determinism. He is led to determinism. He is led to determinism. Full stop. As a triangle is bound to express itself, as a triangle is bound to express itself into three sides and three angles, into three sides and three angles, and just as conclusion is bound to follow, just as conclusion is bound to follow two premises in a syllogism, conclusion is bound to follow two premises in a syllogism. Similarly, this world follows from the God. हाँ, डिटर्मिनिज्म अलग से इसलिए लिखवा रही हूँ, नहीं तो बाद में कभी क्वेश्चन आ गया तो बोलोगे अरे मैम ये तो ज्योमेट्री डिटर्मिनिज्म से भी रिलेटेड थी, इसलिए आई एम जस्ट क्रिएटिंग एविडेंसेस. Okay. Similarly, this world follows the God, and God is bound by and God is bound by his own nature. And God is bound by his own nature. Full stop. This is called determinism of Spinoza. Determinism of Spinoza. And people have interpreted it as no free will. Interpreted it as no free will in Spinoza's theory. No free will in Spinoza's theory. So determinism से कैसे attached है? So just as, so the moment I say triangle, it naturally, logically means that it should have three sides and three angles. And the three angles, sum of three angles should be, it's logical, natural, and it is fixed. Similarly, according to Spinoza, world is the logical answer to God. Logical. And it is fixed. The nature of it is fixed. And who has fixed this? God's own nature. And it is like God himself also cannot change it. Like Salman Khan. कि अगर मैंने क्या था वो, अगर मैंने कमिट कर दिया, कमिटमेंट दे दिया, तो फिर मैं खुद की भी नहीं सुनता. समथिंग लाइक दिस. सब्सटेंस ने अपना नेचर डिफाइन कर लिया. नाउ सब्सटेंस विल कैन नॉट इवन चेंज इट बाय हिमसेल्फ. समझ में आ रहा है? सो द नेचर ऑफ सब्सटेंस इज फिक्स्ड, and this is the determinism of Spinoza's theory. Clear? Okay. Next, implications of geometric method. Implications of geometric method. Implications of geometric method. First, Spinoza has used space as substance. Spinoza has used space as substance and figures as attributes or modes. Attributes or modes. Attributes or modes. But such comparison is irrelevant. But such comparison is irrelevant because a static thing like geometry, because a static thing like geometry cannot explain the dynamic world of finite things. Cannot explain the dynamic world of finite things. So implications means we have started criticizing the geometric method. So when Spinoza is comparing substance with space and humans, who is having attributes and is a modification of substance itself, humans, cows, other animals, all of these he's comparing with circle, triangle, rectangle. Is it the right comparison? No, because geometry is static. It's completely static. But the human world is, or the nature is dynamic. Things are changing there and changing at a very fast pace. Is it right to compare human beings with rectangle and triangle? It is not right. So therefore his use of geometric method is not right. Second, Spinoza is treating human passions and actions. Spinoza is treating human passions and actions as if they were lifeless, lines, as if they were lifeless lines or planes. Lifeless lines or planes, full stop. People and their emotions are very different. People and their emotions are very different from the geometric figures, from any geometric figures. The same criticism, a little extension of it. Humans are passionate people. Humans are people with emotions. Is it right to just compare them with lifeless lines and planes? No, you cannot compare. Now we have started criticizing Spinoza. ठीक है, अभी तक तुमने Spinoza के सदके पढ़ दिए थे. अब we are finding flaws. So we cannot compare human emotions with lifeless lines because people are passionate. But a triangle cannot be passionate. Can a triangle be passionate? I aim to become rectangle one day. Triangle doesn't have any aspirations. Triangle doesn't form friendships, but human does. So it's not right to compare them. Next. Spinoza's geometric method was indirectly responsible for was indirectly responsible for his pantheism. Responsible for his pantheism. Because in geometry, pantheism, because in geometry, there is only one presupposition. There is only, because in geometry, there is only one presupposition or reality, that is space. Only one presupposition or reality, that is space. And all other figures are mere modifications of, reality or substance. Modifications of reality or substance. So because he has used geometric method, therefore he led to his pantheism. Why? Because in geometry there is only one thing, space, and every other thing is just a modification of space. And when he used this method, naturally he will be leading to pantheism, where everything is only space and all of us and things are mere modifications of that space, of that substance. Modification. To understand it in a very gross manner, this is not the right correlation, but just for your, a hyper understanding. So if clay is the substance and everything is made up of clay, different clays, but different figures out of same clay. So something like different figures or different beings out of same substance, something like this. Okay, next. Because there is no movement in geometry, and Spinoza has taken inspiration. There is no movement in geometry, and Spinoza has taken inspiration from geometry to shape his theory. Comma, he made his reality static. Made his reality static and denied people the freedom of will, as a consequence of geometric reasoning. Because he has adopted geometric reasoning, geometric method, therefore, like geometry is static, similarly he has made the world static, determined, and denied the free will. So just as triangle doesn't have any free will, similarly humans in Spinoza's reality doesn't have any free will. They are bound by the laws. Just as triangle is bound by the law that it will have 3 sides and 3 angles. Similarly, humans in Spinoza's theory is bound by the laws of God and can do nothing out of their free will. And this is the why this has happened, because he was inspired through geometry. Clear? Okay, next. Use of geometric method led to the denial of personalistic God. Next. Philosophy must concern itself with explanation of this world and its experiences. Therefore, experiences. Therefore, static methods like geometrical methods, cannot explain this world. Geometric methods cannot explain this world. Last, using mathematics, Spinoza identifies something abstract, with something concrete. Something abstract with something concrete. So last three criticisms. So because he has compared, Spinoza has compared substance with space, therefore it has also led to impersonalistic God. There is no personality in Spinoza's God. And third, any philosophy should explain the human life, experiences. But what has Spinoza done? He has rather, अरे पढ़ लो भैया, use geometrical method and everything made static. He has not given any importance to emotions, no importance to passions, and no importance to any human experience. Only importance he has given is to reason. But are human beings reasonable, or are they only made up of reason? Generally, human beings are emotional people. And he has completely ignored that part of reality. Clear? Okay. So this was geometric method. So if the question comes directly on geometric method, will you be able to write? So what all questions you can write? First, what is the geometric method of Spinoza? Can you write? What are the various implications of geometric method in Spinoza's theory of substance? You can write. किसको श्योरिटी नहीं है कि वो लिख सकता है? पक्का? मैं मान के चल रही हूँ, फिर लिख सकते हो. कल आते ही सरप्राइज टेस्ट? नहीं ऐसा नहीं. हाँ, तो बता के थोड़ा ना सरप्राइज होता है. So understandable. If the question is Spinoza has compared geometry, because Spinoza has used geometry, therefore he has ignored the passions and emotions of humans in his theory. Same thing he's talking about again. Just as oceans, just as waves are to the oceans, similarly, human beings and objects are to the substances. Comment. Same answer. ठीक है? अभी हम substance, attributes, modes सारा करेंगे. What is the time? Oh, 5 minutes. तो खत्म होने का time आ गया. So we will continue the class. Tomorrow we will continue with the substance. Theories हमने सब समझ ली है और कल हम उसको लिख लेंगे. कल हमें थोड़ा सा लिखना है, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, but we will write it. What you will do? You will go today. Today you will go back and try to read Spinoza from printed notes. Fine. Okay. These are your essay sheets. Submit हो गया मतलब क्या? तो कब करोगे? 10 दिन बाद? तो उसी दिन ने लिखा? अच्छा, लिख लिया था. हाँ, तो सबमिट कर दो. कितने बच्चों ने लिखा है टेस्ट और कितने बच्चों ने नहीं लिखा है? क्यों ऐसे? हाँ, किसने नहीं लिखा है? क्यों? पता नहीं था, मतलब क्लास नहीं अटेंड करी? अपलोड था, टाइम से क्या मतलब है, कभी भी? क्या नहीं मिली? परसों वाला लेक्चर अपलोड नहीं हुआ है क्या? है? अपलोड है ना? नाम बताओ तुम मेरे को अपना। ये जो हॉक्स कॉल्स करते हैं ना बच्चे, हाँ स्टेपल करके दो, बच्चा अब हो जाएगा। हाँ जाओ जाओ जाओ। हाँ, हु ऑल हैज नॉट रिटन? ये 4 बच्चों के नाम लिखो, कल सबको चॉकलेट खिलाएंगे ये। हैं? हाँ वो तो नहीं, मेरे तो पेनल्टी भी तो होगी ना लिखने की। मैम ऑनलाइन वाले बच्चों को प्रिंटेड नोट्स कब मिलेंगे? So people of online students, PDF we are uploading, you can see from that we are trying to compile it into a book, है ना? So once we have compiled a proper book, we will send it to you. Don't worry. Till then, you should start learning your and having command over your class notes. Problem is we are not enthusiastic about the class notes. क्योंकि वो तो हमारे पास हैं, वो तो हम कभी भी पढ़ लेंगे, लेकिन असली चिंता किस बात की है? प्रिंटेड नोट्स, जो कि हम ले लेंगे लेकिन कभी, और किसी दिन एक बार फर्स्ट चैप्टर पढ़ भी लिया तो अगला चैप्टर, तो जो भी नोट्स हमें लेने हैं वो क्या करने हैं? पढ़ने हैं, है ना? स्पाइनोजा नोट्स वी विल अपलोड। लिखो, कॉपी में लिखो, स्पाइनोजा के नोट्स अपलोड नहीं हुए, अपलोड करवाने। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, अपलोडेड है? टेलीग्राम पे तो आ ही गए हैं बच्चों, सब लोग टेलीग्राम पे हो ना, ऑनलाइन वाले बच्चे? ऑल ऑफ यू आर ऑन टेलीग्राम और नॉट? ऑल ऑफ यू आर ऑन टेलीग्राम, राइट? Whoever is not, get yourself added. If you don't have Telegram, put it on your laptop. No? नहीं? मम्मी के फोन से कर लो। अच्छा, मेरे फोन से कर लो, नो प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है, वेयर टू सेंड ऐसे ऑनलाइन? मैम आई एम फेसिंग ऑडियो प्रॉब्लम। नंबर, नाम नोट करो, कामरान अहमद, एक बार इनसे बात कर लेना। एंड वेयर टू सेंड ऐसे ऑनलाइन? ऑनलाइन देखो, अगर मैं बोलूंगी टेलीग्राम तो टेलीग्राम हो जाएगा फ्लड, है ना? I am seeing if we can create a system where you can upload directly onto the portal itself, है ना? But that will come a little later. I will have to see how this LMS people can comply to my requests. But till then, you can send it on Telegram. No option. ठीक है? Okay, fine. अभी मैं नाम लूंगी और एक एक का चेक करूंगी। इधर आओ। Class is off for the online people. Bye bye.